Hello, everyone. Hi, welcome to Dark Matter, our third season, in fact, second episode of the third season of Dark Matter. Welcome, I am Simon at Wandering DM. I will be GMing tonight's game. This around me, well, or all over the overlay, are my crew of awesome, amazing players. As always, you know them, you've seen them during the intro, you know who they're playing. So we'll skip over that. Instead, we're gonna dive straight back into the action, or the lack thereof in this case, since it seems that we've hit a lull after a major battle. But before we do so, who would like to recap our last episode? It seems like it's Deirdre.
Sure, why not? Let's see. I managed to cast Sending to our dear Volons, the Voyage Dragon, to get him to spit us out so we're not destroyed by a sphere of annihilation and or sucked into the internal intestinal tract of a adult Void Dragon. Come spiraling out. Pilot was able to deftly mostly avoid the asteroid belt, minor paint scratches that were easily fixed. We proceeded to the upper management where we confirmed that it was indeed going to be a trap, so we were prepared for a trap. The captain and Edard were going to be interviewed as to the captain's possibility of a promotion within the firm, and then Doxy was to use that opportunity to get into all of the firm's deep dark secrets, which were able to get all of those because Simon rolled another nat 20, and therefore were able to get all of that out onto the webs as much as he could find. Apparently, they thought that locking the doctor in to the medical facility would be appropriate because, that is a thing that was going to be wise for them. As someone says, what we had here was a failure to communicate. I wasn't locked in with them, they were locked in with me. And so I managed to kick some ass. The captain managed to rescue the hostage child of Lydia Vondra the Spider. She called in her friends at Lakshay with a number of Lakshay mech frames, and we bugged out after Edard shot Doxy twice by accident.
And after Doxy spilled all the firm's secrets to the four corners of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm. But apparently we have a whole bunch of people in my medical facility getting checked to make sure that they're not infected with anything, and a bunch of engineers that are currently straitjacketed because they tried to get onto our ship.
Yeah. 4 engineers, 2 halfling, an elf, a lizard folk, and a dark elf.
It's a little crowded in my med facility at the moment.
It is very crowded aboard the Scarlet Trust right now. You've opened Finns Fisterberg's fistful of fun loot box thing and got a bunch of sweet loot out of it. Things that were liberated from the upper management. And last we left, you were making your way back to Volons, the immense void dragon now hovering over the remains, or where the planet Jupiter used to stand. Float. What do you do? Or what did you want to do?
I need to make sure that everybody who's currently on this ship isn't infected by anything. All of these prisoners that you've brought in aren't, carrying some little wormy thing with a nasty face. I also need to perform surgery on Doxy so he doesn't die. And then I have no idea what the captain wants to do next. Although I'm assuming, Captain, that we want to inform your knights that they've been infiltrated by the firm.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they got the broadcast, but I'd like to personally deliver that message as well. Yeah, save Doxy first and take care of the rest of them. Yeah. So I guess I'll, I don't think I'm going to be very good in here. So I'm going to get a course charted to rendezvous with the knights. You know what? Yes, I think you were going to say the same thing. The Volans?
Well, I was going to say that we still have a wizard that might be able to help with that. I can't do anything. Personally, Captain, I would prefer if you got us out of this dead magic zone as quickly as possible so that I would have all of my possible tools with which to deal with this. Now, I'm a brilliant surgeon, and Doxy will be in perfect hands with me, and there's absolutely nothing I can't do in here. But extenuating circumstances, I do want all of my tools available to me.
Of course, that's why I'm going to work on getting us out of here, but what should we do about Volans? He can't fit in the ship right now.
No, but if we get out of the dead magic zone, we can we can discuss this more detailed with the gentleman that Eddard is on a first name basis with. He might be able to, and the possibility of reversing this might be more temporal and more beyond. I'd have to do more work. But again, would rather not do it here.
Fair enough. All right, so I'll get that course charted, and yeah, we'll get you your magic back soon.
Uh-huh. Oh, by the way, the 4 gentlemen that we bug-zapped, I have them in here straight-jacketed. I'll go through the standard infirmary checks and physicals after I deal with Doxy. But I figure...
They were firm, right?
Yeah, but I figured, well, they're all engineers and the knights were being infiltrated. Wouldn't it be nice to have first-hand accounts of what the firm usually does when they infiltrate places? And sabotage they might have done on your dear knights' vessels or installations or things like that.
Yeah, we can certainly interrogate them. The firm keeps, as you know, it's very highly compartmentalized, so maybe we get lucky and they know something, but if they don't, maybe we just space them.
That's entirely possible as well. I was just merely saying that, it's possible that they might have some standard
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it's a waste of time. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to manage expectations. I don't want to get too hopeful,
No. There's no reason to be hopeful, darling. Well, there's plenty of reason to be hopeful. Faith does guide us all. Preferably out of here.
Yeah, that's the plan. So, with no further delay, I'm going to get us out of here.
So you fly sublight speed.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly out of the dead magic zone. The dead magic zone is quite big.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take a good week or so to get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Can we go light speed? No? We can't activate the engines at all?
Not the dark matter engine, I don't think.
Okay.
No, because it's magical.
Yeah, there's that.
So it'll take a while, during which time Volans will fly not near the ship, but will accompany the ship, flying at a certain distance, not being too accustomed to its size now. From time to time it gets dangerously close to the ship, and the ship detects and marks him as a field of asteroids. Has trouble identifying a creature this size.
in between all of the things that she's doing, she's also having Walter do using all of the external scanners from the ship to get as much information about an adult void dragon as she can.
All right, so I'll go through the list of items one by one, and if I miss any, just let me know. So, the first thing is Doxy with the surgery.
Yes.
That's fine.
You
don't need to roll. Doxy's gonna make it.
Yeah.
You're a good enough surgeon that you can operate on him, stitch his wounds, and make sure he doesn't die from whatever's inside the solid projectile bullets that Eddard fired with his swarm pistols.
Listen, they're just regular bullets.
So, lead poisoning.
Hey, we don't make bullets out of lead anymore.
Yeah, I know. But you fetched the bullets out of the wounds and stitched everything back up. None of the people aboard your ship are infested or infected. So that's good. Eventually, of course, over the course of the week, the 4 engineers will wake up. What do you want to do with them?
They can remain in straitjackets at the moment. They'll end up there. I'll get to them eventually.
All right, so you won't...
They can't hurt themselves if they're in a straitjacket. And if they get really annoying, I have anesthetics. I'll just, send them to sleep.
Do you feed them?
Well, yes.
Okay.
I wanted to play good cop, bad cop with them. Me being a good cop, bring them a sandwich. And then just getting out, coming back in with a mustache and just playing the bad cop part.
And then picking the sandwich back.
Yep. That's how they do it, right? I've watched enough Law and Order to understand how it works.
You've been binging what Zred has on her.
Yep. The classics.
Datapad. All right, so after a week of flying and a week of research, Walter comes back with nothing. Void dragons, they don't exist. They're creatures of legend.
I understand that, but we can see it, therefore it must exist. But can you do anything? I understand that we have sensors on the outside of the ship. Can you just, give me Shit, Doxy's unconscious. Why is Doxy unconscious? Eddard, you're not allowed to shoot anywhere near Doxy anymore.
But what if somebody attacks Doxy and they're near him?
Yeah, putting holes in Doxy doesn't solve the issue of Doxy having a gun pointed at him.
I'm not going to shoot Doxy again.
The fact that you have to say again is concerning.
It was only once.
Twice.
And I was twice. Thanks. You're not helping. It was only twice. I was trying to save him, and the ship rocked, and I missed my aim.
Yeah, excuses. They kind of like butts. We all have them, and they all stink.
Yeah, whatever. Use your sword. Apparently, you're much better at it than you are with a gun.
My whole identity is with those 2 guns.
But you did so much better when you had a sword and you just cut the gentleman's head off. Oh, gentlewoman's head off. I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't spend enough time observing. I really wish I could attach my X-ray system and MRI system to the external sensors on the ship so I could just, turn the entire ship into an X-ray machine, and he's flying right there.
That's not going to be big enough to scan the
amidst
planet
the
size.
radiation of space.
That too.
And it is space station size.
I understand. But she's like, if Doxy wasn't unconscious, he'd have a way to do it.
He'd
Wait,
probably...
we can always ask Rosemary. I mean, she knows and she can help.
I used to be a administrative assistant.
And you're a fabulous administrative assistant. We do appreciate everything that you're doing.
But now you have a higher calling. We need you to try to find a way to scan the dragon that's outside. With whatever Doxy has in his shop, I'm pretty sure he won't mind. What?
Rosemary, could you be a dare and just get as many photographs as possible?
Yeah? Pictures of the dragon?
Yes.
Okay, but the ship doesn't have any windows.
I can make that happen.
Eddard, I'm going to put you in. Captain, do we need Eddard actively flying at the moment? Because we've got I can set up the autopilot system, and then we can just send him out in a spacesuit with a bunch of cameras.
Oh, I thought we were going to put him to sleep.
Listen,
No, he's.
I was thinking about taking the shuttle fighter ship to go and take pictures closer. We're gonna even maybe land on Volon. Who knows?
Don't land on him. That's.
You ask permission first.
Yes, of course. Well, I support this idea. Captain, don't you think this is a wonderful plan?
You just want to get rid of me.
Yeah, there's
Absolutely
nothing wrong
not.
with this plan. You know, like, you're genius.
Eddard, you're not. Do not close beyond fast evasion point, and get as many pictures as possible. And she starts handing you like, and like pulling out like a general diagram of Volon's moves. Like, make sure you take pictures of this part and this part, and I want to see where the wings are connected to see how he's flying. And just like,
I didn't. Why did I sign myself up for this?
because you shot our engineer who could do it from inside the ship.
Touche.
Your power armor has like you can survive the void of space in it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Curious, is that gnome technology that did our engineer make it for you, or did you come with that before?
No, the
No.
gnome engineer redid everything for him.
Okay, cool. So it does work.
Yeah.
I mean, I have that. I have power armor that has its own system. Plus, I have these.
Well, we're in a
spacesuit that
dead
comes-
magic zone. That's why I'm asking.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it's not gnomish, but
It
we
doesn't
had
work.
decided at the start of the game that basically all the tech you have was gnomish tech.
Gotcha. I thought we had, but I wanted to ask just in case before we put him in space. Then it's just like, oh wait.
And it's suddenly just floating in space. Oh lord.
All right, you take up your data pad. You put on your suit, link yourself to the ship, and off you go.
I'm not going in the
Oh,
fighter,
you're going
right?
in the fighter. Yeah, you're going
Yeah,
in the
okay.
fighter.
Can he go in the fighter?
Yeah, anyone can use it.
Gnomish tech?
Well,
Oh.
Doxy's done enough to it. I would assume that he would fix the engines, or maybe not.
No, actually.
I don't think so.
No.
It
So you
wouldn't
can't go in the
work
fighter.
a dead magic zone.
Okay, so we're gonna do this Drax and Guardians of the Galaxy 2 style.
Yep.
Am I going for a walk?
Yes,
Can I go pee first?
of course.
So I slap one of the, a magnetic tether to him, and then open the cargo door.
After he. Okay, fine.
After I run out of the cargo bay.
Good.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna let the pressure just expel me out of the ship.
You end up in the cold void of space. And you can see near you the giant head of this dragon.
Oh god, he's gonna eat me.
And the eyes focus on you for a moment.
Oh, I'm totally gonna wave like a crazed maniac.
Each eye is about the size of the ship.
You're
I'm
like
gonna try
an
to
ant
adjust
him.
myself so I don't get into his eye.
Alright, and you start taking your pictures. It's gonna take you a while. Like the better part of a day.
Good.
Hey.
We love Eddard. He just gets very antsy when he doesn't have things to hit.
I just realized something.
Hmm?
What?
The autopilot is dependent on you casting a spell.
No, because we have Walter. We have Walter.
Oh yeah, we have Walter. Okay.
We have Walter. Other things are dependent on me casting a spell, which is why she's like literally antsy at this point and is waiting until we get to the edge of the dead magic zone because she has 6 spells she has to cast right away.
So the pictures are taken. That's the end of the day. We'll say that was the 4th day of your sublight travels. You get the pictures back. They are hard to look at, if only because the scales of Volans sort of match the background of, you know, the galaxies and the stars in space.
So
but-
is this like Sasquatch photos where it's just like...
Yep. It's blurry, it's weird, but there's an unmistakably draconic form in these pictures, except for the ones where Eddard was too close. Then it's just a picture of probably space, but it looks blurry.
Okay, well,
But you can see like his eyes in one of the pictures. Like you can clearly see them. You can see the teeth. But it's true that through space, this creature is currently flying with a stealth score of 30.
If we didn't know where to look, we wouldn't be able to spot it.
well, yes, he likes us.
The big problem is the moment that you get out of this dead magic zone where almost no ships are flying and you go back to the major shipping lanes, an invisible creature is going to be a problem to other ships.
Yeah, I know. We have a lot of problems to fix, but we can't fix them here.
Let's cast Fairy Fire on him.
Oh my god, that would work.
No, it wouldn't, because it's only a 20-foot cube.
Well, there would be a
You would
20-foot
literally
cube of
get-
him.
Like,
It'd be a speck.
it'd be a portion of it.
But I think in this case, if the creature affected is within a 20-foot cube, then their form is... No, it's just... oh
No,
my
it's
goodness.
Yeah. Everything inside the 20-foot cube glows. So it would be like a
Sucks.
cube standing on its back, like a light in the dark.
Well, we could always... It is an evocation spell, though.
Yes, I could put
You-
it through.
Oh, no, it doesn't target a single target, though.
No, it doesn't. That's that problem.
It's an AoE.
It's an AoE.
I thought I had a...
Oh, were any of these people infected with Illithid?
Nope, none of them.
Oh, good. And
They show sign of malnutrition and all that, like the typical signs of a prisoner, but nothing out of this world.
was there any complications for our young drow, who I should ask his name?
Ichabod.
Is his last name Crane?
Nope.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. Are there any complications for him with the juju juice that they were shooting him up with?
No, he's just been, you know, the equivalent of being under a zone of truth a lot of
Yeah.
times.
Okay, so he's a little messed up, but it'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right then. She would, if she knows that everyone that was rescued is okay, she'd send them to the passenger quarters to get like other rooms to get them out of the med lab, but keep the 4 engineers who are straitjacketed.
That's 5 passengers that you have, in addition to Rosemary and Whitney, which means that your ship is at full capacity.
Yeah. We need to dump some of these folk. And as soon as we get to the dead magic zone out of it, we are going to do so. Right, Captain? You are muted.
He knows. He's munching.
So I just need to ask these 4 some questions, and then, yeah, you know. Whoop.
Quick question. What's happening with Whitney at this point, since we're in the dead magic zone?
She's
She's
still unconscious.
Okay. She's alive, just unconscious.
Mm-hmm. And she's in my quarantine bed. I should just change the name on it and put, Whitney on it.
I'm totally gonna do that out of construction paper. Multicolor.
No, you're
like-
not.
Yes, I am. I have to occupy myself. I'm not hitting stuff right now. Might as well just be cutting stuff.
There are books that you could be reading, darling.
Yeah, that's true. How long did you have left on your Arcana thing?
6 weeks.
Well, you can mark a week off now.
Done.
Cool. So you have 5 weeks left. And off you go out of the Dead Magic Zone after a week and almost an entire day. You manage to exit the Dead Magic Zone around Sol and find yourself in the middle of space. There are no Moss stations around, but at least all of your systems come back one by one.
The minute she feels the magic come back, she starts casting.
All right, what's your first
All
spell?
of her standard list.
I remember antivirus.
Antivirus, I have it here. I have the whole list here.
I'm gonna be casting too.
Really?
Prestidigitation, baby.
Yeah, this is why I only gave him access to prestidigitation.
I'm not a
It's-
caster, so who knows what's gonna happen.
It's the antivirus. It's the fuck. Where is it? I had this whole thing written out.
Yeah, I remember seeing that list before.
Autopilot, antivirus. It's okay. Just gonna need to go back to my earlier notes because they're early notes.
Well, it's okay. It's the
Yeah.
your standard stuff that you do on the ship. So
Yeah, the standard
All right.
ones I do every day. And then which are all the antivirus, the autopilot, the ones that are all of the ones that are designed for protection for the ship.
and your spells will let you know that a lot of software has been installed on the ship. Last time I said your antivirus managed to block a certain things, but I forgot it was a Dead Magic Zone, so it was inert while they installed a bunch of softwares and subsystems on the ship. Basically all stuff that would link back to the upper management. They're all...
We blew up.
yeah,
It
no.
wasn't antivirus. It was that we put it on a. Doxy created a partition, and
Yeah, for them to play in.
yeah, so it was installed onto a fake hard drive essentially.
But it's and you know now what it is, and it's only like it's spyware. They've installed a whole bunch of spyware on the ship,
Yeah, but it's still
but
all
it's all
behind
on the
that
fake
partition.
ship. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so then I would, surgery went very well. Doxy is doing much better. I would still cast Cure Wounds to get him back up to full. And then
He
be
would
like,
be at full after a week anyway, a week of
Oh, yeah.
resting. Yeah.
all right, Doxy, here you go. This is everything that they've done. Have fun. And then she would say, Captain, who would you like to talk to first?
If you could line all four of them just outside the cargo bay, I'll be dealing with them momentarily.
Grand. Should I also let Vorlons know that we are well?
Yes, and he might have some snacks coming soon.
I don't think these even qualify. And she's like, she has the open comms in front of her with the 4 straight-jacketed prisoners sitting there, and she's going, I don't think these even qualify as snacks.
Yeah, it's more like I guess it's more of a crumb, isn't it?
Possibly not even a kernel.
Yeah. I guess you can leave out the snack bit. He might be expecting more.
Of course. All right, well, Eddard.
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna put my books down.
The captain would like to see these four at the cargo bay. I have conversations to have.
All right, gents and Lizard.
No, the lizard's not one of the four.
Yeah,
I
the
thought it
four
was-
engineers, they're basically four halflings.
Oh, I thought you said one of the engineers was an halfling. Or was that one of
No,
the
they were prisoners.
the prisoners
the prisoners
that
that we escaped. Yeah, that
prisoners? Okay,
the ex-prisoners.
cool. All right. Well, so definitely, I could almost pick them all up. Well, come on, gentlemen. I guess. Follow me. Are they tethered to each other with straitjacket or just straitjacketed?
They're straitjacketed and they were tethered to beds in my med facility, but I'm assuming I undid that when you came in.
Makes sense. So I shall escort them to the cargo bay.
And as you line them up in the cargo bay, Captain Highhill shows up momentarily.
All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm assuming our cargo bay has a way out into space.
Well, yes.
Mm-hmm. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have three of them still outside in the safety of the hallway, locked up to something.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take one of them. I'm going to take him into the cargo bay. I'm going to have him strapped to a chair so that he can't move. I'm going to ask him some questions.
All right. Strap him to a chair.
Right next to the door.
He looks uncomfortable, visibly.
So I think you know what's about to happen if you don't tell me what I want to know.
Yeah, you're gonna make me walk into space, aren't you?
There won't be any walking, but yeah. Of course we can avoid all that messiness if, you just answer my questions. We understand each other?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's simple. What I want to know, there's some individuals that have infiltrated the firm. Some information indicates that maybe some engineers might have been part of this infiltration. Now, what I would like to know is, what are they doing?
People would have infiltrated the engineers of the firm.
No, of the Knights of the Sepulchre. Sorry,
Oh.
I misspoke.
I know nothing about that.
I shoot next to his foot.
Make an intimidation roll with advantage.
Intimidation. 29.
All right. I might know a bit. Just don't get all antsy. And that pistol of yours.
Okay, so what do you know?
You didn't hear it from me, all right? I don't want upper management to know I snitched.
Did you hear what happened to upper management?
No, what?
Do I have a screen of the battle?
Sure.
Okay.
If you don't, I'm gonna have figurines ready.
Yeah, I pull up a screen of upper management exploding. There is no upper management.
Well, that changes everything. Alright, well, yeah, they sent a few of the boys to various corners of the galaxy. Wait, so, you made sure that nobody aboard the upper management survived, right?
The people that we sent to deal with upper management had good reason to make sure that no one got off that. Outside of the 4 engineers that were already on this ship, and the prison break that I led.
Suppose I have to count myself lucky. Huh. Well, the firm is dead now. That's what it is, dead in the water.
We also leaked files, all confidential files that the firm had, to all corners of the universe using a proprietary system that we developed. So yeah, even if anyone is alive, they've been outed.
This is gonna cause chaos on an unprecedented scale. The firm was
Yeah.
everywhere.
I am aware.
It's gonna throw the whole galaxy in disarray. I don't think you thought your plans through, sir.
I was prepared for there to be some upset. The organization that I work with, they knew what we were doing, and they knew that when we did it, there would be action that needed to happen.
And who's that?
The Knights.
Huh. Those are like the last ones I would have suspected. Well, seeing how I don't have to answer to anybody, basically find myself without a job. I don't bear any loyalty to the firm. I mean, a job was a job, you know? So, yeah. They sent a whole bunch of us to different corners of the galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Work with other organizations and companies and basically report back to the firm. Sometimes, from what I heard, there would be sabotage, leaking of information when it suited the firm.
Mm-hmm.
It's well, you remember that whole kerfuffle on Paradise 1 with Finns Fisterberg?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we were behind the whole divorce thing.
I know.
Now let me ask this: why would an engineer know that?
So I was the boss. I mean, not the boss, but this is my crew. I was here to supervise. I still keep in touch with a lot of my old crewmates.
So why are you an engineer? It sounds like you should be in a different position.
Mid-management.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. I didn't care much for management. I like my guys, I like to be a team leader, but I don't like to do all the paperwork that goes with the upper ranks. I'm a hands-on type of guy, you know?
I see. So you were in charge of what happened with Finns Fisterberg.
Well, I wasn't in charge of what happened, but the guys that were sent out to the Fisterberg's Fields of Fun, and while it was under construction and everything, and they worked a few rumors here, sabotaged a few things there, made sure that the royal couple would eventually break, create this whole kerfuffle, and well, Finn's ex-wife's lawyer was one of us. So.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I am also aware of that fact. I've been dealing with that mess. As you might have heard, recently the spouses' funds have also been frozen as a legal battle has resumed. Injunction after injunction after injunction.
So you were the thorn in our side.
That's me.
You could have said guilty as charged to keep the theme of courtroom lingo.
You know, I could have, but
He doesn't deserve the jokes.
so. Anyways, anything else you want to tell me? Anything else to convince me not to hit this button right here?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm not working for the firm anymore. Come on.
So just tell me what I need to, tell me anything else?
Well, I didn't know much about what happened to the Knights of the Sepulchre, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we had a few people go in, and they that was weird. We got a few shipment that we had to redirect to the Knights, and I swear I could hear noise coming from the boxes.
And when was that?
That was a good 8 to 9 months ago.
And you heard voices. Are we talking like children's voices? Are we talking?
No, it's like a chewing sound. I thought they were animals at first, like, I don't know, space dogs or what have you, but there was liquid in it, and it made a sound like that.
Can I make a roll on what this could possibly be?
Sure.
Would this be Arcana or Nature or?
I would say choose, and I'll let you know since you have nothing but the sound to go from. So choose which one you want to do first, and then I'll tell you what you can find through that knowledge.
I'll go with Arcana first.
You remember hearing that noise. It came from the intellect devourers.
Damn it. Alright, and which base did this get sent to?
You'll never believe it. Oh, we send them all to the Sepulchre Star.
I see, and
That's the main ship, isn't it?
yeah, no, it's a space station.
Oh.
Yeah, fun. That would explain some things.
Cost the life of a lot of our agents to do that too.
Good.
Lost their minds, have they?
No, they just disappeared. I don't know what happened to them, but one day they're there, and the other day they vanished from the face of the galaxy.
Well, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna scream real loud.
You're not gonna space me, are you?
Depends on how loud you scream.
I'm going to start putting my spacesuit on. And tethering myself to a grate.
Ah!
It wasn't very convincing, and I start opening the door.
Okay. And then he starts screaming to the top of his lungs. No, please, don't kill me, please.
Okay, and then I'm gonna close it, and we're gonna do this.
Do you want me to put a chair outside in space
No,
as a show of force to the other three while we sneak him somewhere else to see if they're going to talk more?
just wait. I'm hoping that. So I've got the three in the hallway, like here, right?
Sorry, I can't see right now.
Like right here.
Yeah, they're there.
Okay, so I'm gonna take him through this door, and then I'm gonna come get the next one and put him in the chair.
The next one's eyes are watery with tears.
So, your friend, he didn't tell me what I wanted to know. He had some loyalty to a defunct organization.
Uh-huh.
Are you gonna tell me what I want to know?
I'm gonna tell you everything you want to know, mister.
Okay, tell me everything that you know about the firm's operation regarding the Knights of the Sepulchre.
What now?
The firm sent operatives, including engineers, to the Knights of the Sepulchre.
I just work in IT. I install software when they ask me to install software, and I do broad sweeps for viruses and other compromising things on the servers. I don't know nothing about Knights of the Sepulchre or what else.
Oh.
I mean, I was just supposed to install a bunch of files from a data chip onto your ship.
Alright, give me that data chip now.
I'm in a straitjacket.
I
Is it in your-
probably would have removed anything that they had.
Does the cleric have it?
The bird. Yeah, the Avero has it.
Okay, so here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna scream real loud.
Why?
I'm
Because
gonna
I
punch
told
him.
you- Because I told you to.
You don't call her the bird.
Alright, sheesh.
There's more of these coming along if you say that again.
Wow, I roll like shit for performance checks.
Okay, and then I'm just gonna hit the button. The door starts to open.
Please don't kill me, no.
I close it. Thank you. And then same thing, move him into the next room with his friend. And then I give him a wink.
You just hear him mutter, "You sick bastard."
Would you prefer to be out there? Okay. See, I'm doing something called an advanced interrogation technique. And, I have the choice of actually spacing you or giving you the mercy to live and making your friends think that you're spaced.
Yeah, I get what
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I helped install the system, the software that train new middle management guys about interrogation techniques.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
All right, next. I bring the third guy.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So I've spaced the two people now. Now, before I get into this, I just want to be very clear. And I show the image of the upper management exploding. The firm is gone. You have no reason to hide information from me. Everything to gain from telling me what I want to know.
My husband was in that ship.
Well, he was an unlucky bastard, now wasn't he?
And they just break down crying.
Well, this is awkward.
You killed my husband.
Well, I didn't, but someone did. Yeah. Sorry about that. Look. I'm sorry that your husband's gone. There's nothing I can do about that. He was on a ship. My life is on the line. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. So, I just don't have the heart to do this. Can you just scream?
You are so full of tact. It's impressive. Just scream.
Our captain is the heart of compassion.
So, He will scream with disadvantage because he's way too distraught, and of course I rolled like shit. There's a nat 20, but the nat 20 doesn't count because disadvantage. So he
That's
just
the
goes.
curse.
That's enough. Okay, follow me. I'm sorry. Just bring out the fourth one.
I want to be like mopping the area where the person just cried.
No, I mean, honestly, I think the tears help probably.
Say what now?
I said the tears probably help.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So the fourth one.
Yarp.
Oh, it's one of those.
Hi.
Hi.
You know what's happened to the other three, right?
They got spaced.
Yep.
Right.
You want to get spaced?
Nope.
Okay, so you loyal to the farm?
Yep.
I show him a picture. Still loyal to the farm?
Nope.
Good. What do you know about firm's operations with the Knights of the Sepulchre?
Almost nothing.
So there's something that you do know.
I passed on the job.
Tell me about it.
They were offering pay raise.
Mhm.
Go to the Sepulchre Star. Work on the docks. I'm not a dock worker. I'm an engineer. I got a master's degree in engineering. I'm no dock worker. So I said no.
Fair enough. All right. So, can you tell me anything that an engineer might be doing if they were sent off to the Sepulchre Star to work on said docks?
The posting said we'd have to work on a new system, automated system for the docking and departing of stealth ships from the Knights.
Hmm.
And
Do you know?
yeah, and something about cargo. Automated cargo deliveries or something. I don't know.
And this was about 8 or 9 months ago.
Posting was about a year ago. I remember because it was on my birthday.
Ah,
It's my birthday today.
well, happy belated birthday. Tell you what, if things continue to go the way they're going, your birthday present will be you don't float in space.
I'd like that.
I thought you might. So, do you know who did take the job?
Rob, Bob, and B-Bell.
Rob, Bob, and Bebel? Okay. Would you be able to pull up personnel files on them?
Ship blew up.
Yeah, but we leaked all their documents, so they're available.
You're a little rascal, aren't you?
I like to think so.
Yeah. What's in it for me if I pull them up?
I point at the cargo door.
He looks at
That's-
the cargo door, looks back at you, and is like,
That stays closed.
I'd like to be dropped off alive on a planet. An habitable one. With a spaceport.
Mm-hmm.
That's my demand. Oh,
Yeah.
fully clothed.
I mean, that was the plan. If you don't get space, you get dropped off on a planet with, a next stop.
You just spaced 3 other people without batting an eye, sir, so no offense, but I want to make sure I live.
Okay. You have my word. You'll be dropped off on a planet that is hospitable with all your clothes on
And it has to have a spaceport.
with a spaceport.
All right. Yeah.
Would a Moss station also be acceptable?
Oh yeah, that works. It's like a planet but in space.
Yeah. Okay. So we understand each other?
Yarp.
Okay. So I hand him a data pad. Pull him up.
I'm in a straitjacket.
I open up one of his arms.
And he
You
starts
forgot about the
typing.
dress.
He starts typing and he pulls up the 3 personnel file.
Mhm.
They're all code names: Rob, Bob, and B-Bell. They are sleeper agents, or they used to be sleeper agents. They got demoted, and their particular sets of skills mark them as being ideal for the task of, doing menial work over on the Sepulchre Star.
I see. Well, I appreciate this. And you know what? Here's a surprise birthday gift for you. And then I open up the door to where I have the other 3 stashed.
Huh. Advanced interrogation technique.
I'm gonna redo a straight jacket, by the way.
So,
Sorry.
Yeah, surprise. They're all alive. She might be a little crushed.
That was a guy.
Oh, sorry, he. He might be a little crushed.
Yeah, he's kind of a pansy.
He just found out that his husband exploded, so it's a little understandable right now.
Yeah, I knew him. Was a nice guy. Didn't deserve exploding.
Well, I mean, fair enough, but I probably didn't deserve to be killed. Neither did Cabochette. I mean, they ambushed her in a medical lab when she was offering to help people.
The medical lab trap.
Yep.
Good old medical. Hey, wait, before you throw me in with the others. I heard over the last week that your engineer got shot. Are you looking for a new engineer? Because I could be
No.
your engineer.
He lived.
Oh, fuck.
Excuse me?
Well, it means I'm out of a job.
I'm pretty sure we don't. No. No. He stays with us.
Also, while I said that I was going to drop you off on a planet clothed with a spaceport or a Moss station, I never said that I wasn't going to turn you over to the authorities.
Well played, mister.
So, if you could just get in a little cell,
Yeah,
we'll be
sure.
back. Mm-hmm.
Doing the shuffle.
I mean, we don't really have a brig. I think we're just keeping them in my med lab.
I don't know. This room looks like a really good makeshift brig right here.
Where? That's
The
an
elevator?
elevator.
Oh, that's an never mind. That's a terrible room.
We could reuse the fridge.
No.
It doesn't close properly.
Yeah.
Oh, I just said there was nothing in that room in particular.
You know,
Also,
Yeah.
there are a bunch of engineers, so I wouldn't trust them around anything electronic.
Exactly. Leave them in my med lab because that's
Yeah. Yeah, we'll leave them in the med lab,
Yeah,
I guess.
because you also have 6 passengers at the moment.
exactly. So we're full up on passengers. We can keep them in the med lab. I can keep them straitjacketed, and if I really need to, restrained to beds.
All right.
Mm-hmm. So do you let us know what happened, Captain?
Yeah, I inform everyone.
So would you like me to take the shortcut in checking on, well, at least one of the knights that we know is not compromised?
Yeah, as soon as possible, preferably.
You know you're going to have to be there to facilitate this conversation,
Of course.
because it's going to go awkwardly.
Probably.
She's going to cast Sending at Amanat.
Have the sending be like the initial message.
Amanat, the knights are compromised. The knights are compromised. The knights are compromised.
I forget what his code word is again. Something about the sun rotating.
No, that's Alaktep has this. There's the code. Amanat doesn't have a code.
I thought they don't. Okay.
No, Amanat doesn't have a code.
Okay.
Alaktep does because he's like Samwise Gamgee to Alaktep's Frodo.
Yeah.
Amanat is.
So Alaktep is his secret lover.
Yep.
Oh,
And which is-
really?
Why Kebichet's always been like, you keep saying you're in love with me but you didn't come running after me after 30 years. You did it for Amanat. Pointing this out that your emotions are okay. Fine. Amanat, the knights are compromised. Contact me via dead drop immediately. That's only 8 words. Do you need anything else on this?
I mean, if you can just call it some comms, I mean, that would save some time.
Well, I'm gonna. We set up the dead drop system for comm system, so it's protected,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where Doxy has rolled the nat 20 plus his 4 on the plus the 3 on the guidance. So the encryption is like a 34 for somebody to break that encryption. So, but if I cast Sending to have him then use that encrypted service, we can have that be protected.
Fair enough.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And we know that system's already protected, and we don't have to worry about having Doxy create a new one.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you want me to tell him in the initial Sending?
We have important information that he needs to know, like right now, maybe? I don't know.
Okay, yeah. The knights have been compromised. Vital important information to share with you. In-person conversation necessary. Use the dead drop. Protected communications only. Dude, I still have... That's it.
That's exactly the word count?
No, I still have like 9 words.
Sepulchral star in danger.
Sepulchral star in danger. I still have 5.
I think we could.
How's your day?
Should we talk about the?
Oh, you can respond to this.
You can
There you go.
respond to this. Yeah, because you can't fit message in it, but. And the response is, little busy at the moment. Will contact you shortly. Thank you for the heads up.
Can you send him again? Sepulchral star in danger! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Until you have no more things that you can send.
How about I do this? And she kind of looks up awkwardly, breathes in. Amanat, pick up the phone, or I tell your wife where your son is.
There's communication waiting for you aboard the ship.
We answer.
It's Amanat
Hello.
from his office. So the end of the world, isn't it?
Yes.
To say lightly, yeah. So, do you want to start?
You know, my job was to facilitate this conversation. I'll be here if we need to facilitate, but you're the captain.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, by the way, I don't remember if we've had formal introductions. Captain, and a high topple. This is my ex-fiance, Lord Amanat of House Tanis, High Inquisitor of the Sun Above, and Bishop of the Avara Holy Lands. He's currently married to my cousin.
Mm-hmm. Leader of some racists and fascists, right? Saying this on the comm in front of him.
Can we not?
Okay,
Right
you
now,
know,
Captain.
okay.
Right now.
Walter, popcorn, please.
And
All
if,
right.
if you think that they're racist and fascist, you haven't met the elves. I mean, let's be honest, I've been on both sides of this conversation.
Oh no, I'm aware.
Okay, good.
Mhm.
All right. I gather that you haven't contacted me to throw insults at me.
No, the firm has installed three agents on your ship. Not your ship, the Sepulchre Star space station. And on that, looks like they were working on a new automated dock for stealth ships and having cargo slip in. Of which, remember those weird brain dog things
I
on the ship? Mm-hmm.
do remember them quite well.
Yeah, so those brain dog things were in one of the packages that they sent to the Sepulchre Star about 8 to 9 months ago. Now imagine what would happen if those were given free reign over a space station for 8 to 9 months.
He sighs profoundly and takes a while to answer, rubs his beak, and then says, "It would explain a lot about what has happened on the star lately."
Wouldn't it?
We've had discipline issues.
Some crew members acting strange, out of character.
Not just some crew members. I don't know, we keep reading a message coming from within the star.
And this has to do with discipline issues. How?
No, that's separate from the discipline issues,
Oh.
but
What's the message?
we don't know yet. It's weird and encrypted, and I don't know. It's just that message started appearing almost immediately after the discipline issues. So it might just be a coded transmission to something somewhere.
Probably a coded transmission to the infected. With a small radio transmitter that they...
So it is interesting that it comes from inside the star.
Any way to track it? The
I'm sure.
origin, pardon me, of the actual transmission?
It goes from the star and it seems to extend past it, but it dies rapidly. It barely goes beyond the station here. I can send it over to you if you want.
Please
Yes,
don't.
please.
No.
Any way to send it on a separate device so we can have it isolated and not through like the airwaves of space?
Oh, you mean like sending a
Physical drop.
recording?
A physical recording so we don't have to corrupt anything on our side.
Well, I can play the recording for you here.
No.
Well, everyone here is currently protected. Amanat's protected. Amanat, how many medical grade nanites can you procure?
That is an oddly specific question.
He does know how to fix the problem, right? You did send him with the instructions on how to inoculate people?
Yes. Twice, even.
Yes, it's been rather complicated, and a lot of our latest nanite shipments were compromised, corrupted.
Because they know that they're coming.
Right.
But here's the recording, and it just goes.
Doxy, is your toy doing anything?
Kabachet, I'm analyzing the signal, and I'm trying to decrypt what it's saying. It's gonna take a little while.
No, I meant, you know that radio transmitter headphone thing that we pulled off of the small slimy thing that I pulled out of Aminat's head?
Oh no, that's completely inert.
Are we sure?
I'm looking at it right now. Do you want me to bring it
good.
up?
Probably not. You can keep that. Well, at least that's a positive thing.
It's just been coming from the star, but it coincided with all the problems we started having. Corrupted shipments, missing agents, knights fighting one another. Tensions are rising, and we've had to stop the elves and the Avaras from fighting over the star lately. There's been a few border skirmishes for no apparent reason.
Oh, good. We're starting that all over again.
Because it's always easier to lead an invasion if the people being invaded are too busy fighting themselves.
Well, yeah, there's that, and I figure it's you. But I got a notice that the firm had been, well, its secrets has been
I mean, it wasn't me, it was him.
No, I meant collective you.
Okay.
Your crew.
Our engineer is a very capable individual.
I see that. Hopefully, maybe you can come to the star and fix our issues.
That is the plan.
I don't like this plan.
Me neither.
Do you know that I've avoided stepping on that place my entire life?
I figured. But, our two choices are we ignore the Sepulchral Star and, who knows what happens. Maybe another Night Crusade. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Nah, I don't think so.
My grandparents weren't very fond of it, no.
And so that's option one. We ignore it. Maybe see that happen. Maybe see some Mind Flayer-controlled knights causing chaos throughout the entire galaxy. Option two is we go there and we deal with it despite the fact that we'd rather not.
Eddard, why don't you weigh in on this?
I would suggest we head to the star now. We need to figure out what's going on. More than likely, that signal started how long ago?
About a month ago. It's very recent.
What happened?
Things have been
a
devolving
month
basically. He was out. Remember, he was out cold. Had like fake Aminat in place.
What were we doing a month ago?
Right.
A month ago, you were.
Were we on the gambler ship a month ago? Because we spent like 2 weeks getting to and leaving the dead magic zone.
Yeah. No, the
just
gambler
about a
ship
month.
would have been before. It would be
It was
right
just
before
after.
Finnsvistaberg, if I remember right.
Okay.
Well, Finn's was before the gambler's ship because we
Yeah.
lost Twig. We were at Finn's. So when we blew up their ship,
Yeah, that would be about when that happened.
What a coincidence.
I think I may have pissed them off.
Yeah. Maybe.
So are they trying to bolster their numbers by
No,
calling
they're-
in the reserve troops?
No, they're preparing for an invasion. You weren't. Oh, none of you were there for that conversation. Doxy was. When remember that small AI that we had Volons eat? After we
Yeah.
beat the
Yes.
crap out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I may have put it in my little pocket because it claimed that there was nothing we could do and that they were coming and that we should be prepared for our new overlords and that it was much more intelligent than I was and had seen no reason for our resistance. Well, Amanat will tell you I don't take well to being told what to do.
Fair enough. So we have a. All right. Okay. This is great.
So they're preparing for this invasion by making sure that we are too weak to resist. The strongest people who would be able to resist are the Avara and the Elves, the Knights to be the center, the Vect. But the Avara and the Elves are at each other's throats, and the Knights are compromised.
Yeah, and apparently they have the Rothians under the control too, and it's great to have the Versus boogeymen under the control of these secret puppet masters.
Amanat, when I step on that station, I want a very large drink.
Sure. I'll
So-
make sure you're not bothered.
Yeah, about that, make sure that whoever greets us at the station is someone who's already been inoculated with
Nanites?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll send Alec Tep.
Just Alec Tep?
You want someone I trust 100%?
What about that fine couple that was on the ship?
Oh yes, Alphonse and Stephanie.
Alphonse and Stephanie? Yeah, they've been inoculated.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
have them too.
So
Easier.
are they together now?
Do I look like the type of person to look into the romantic life of others?
I'll ask Alektep later.
Anyways,
Broaden your horizon, man. It could be a good story.
well, I think unless y'all have anything else, I think we're done with this conversation and we need to head to the star as quickly as possible.
That's what I believe.
And on that note, we're gonna take a break. And we're gonna be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, everyone. Because we're back, everyone. Hi. So where were we?
Kebichet was glaring at Amanat. Sort of.
Yeah, but the communication was closed.
Click.
Like, it's,
Yeah.
over.
Well, I was going to propose getting in touch with.
Who are you proposing to?
No, just don't even right now, Captain. Captain.
Listen, I'm not in that step of my relationship. I don't want to propose to anyone just yet.
Oh, good, you have a relationship.
No, I don't.
No,
The
he
moment-
secretly
the moment you
stares
say
at
that.
Whitney from a distance.
I have a girlfriend, but she doesn't know it.
Okay, well, we need to work on. I have some more reading for you. It'll be better later.
Okay, I was going to propose speaking or sending a message to the tower and seeing what kind of assistance they might be able to provide us.
Sure. Would you like? What would you like me to say to this individual?
Well, firstly, that we haven't forgotten about them, and that we are privy to some impending doom. That's dramatic a little bit, isn't it?
Well, he's an individual who calls himself the Wizard of the Tower. I'm quite sure that
Fair enough.
most wizards, in my experience, are full of drama and scenery chewing and overacting.
We can tell them to check within their order to see if anything of the same sort is happening at the star, and we can take the conversation from there.
Well, I can give him the same. DM,
Hmm?
how much of my word limit would it count to give in the sending the contact point of the dead drop that we know is protected? That communication channel.
Oh, it would work.
Okay.
Wouldn't it be easier for us to ask for one of their member perhaps to meet us in person?
Yeah, I don't want.
That would be very secure.
Is it? Is it though? Because we haven't checked to see if they're infected yet.
Listen, I think you're right. Damn it.
And realistically, I only want to talk to the one wizard. Captain, do you want to talk to more than one wizard?
I mean, I honestly not want to talk to the wizards. They kind of freak me out right now. But if we have to, we can.
So then. All right. Wow, this is going to be awkward. Okay then. Where should we do this? In your... fine, in the kitchen it is. She's going to cast Sending to the Wizard of the Tower. And she's going to say, Edod is a friend. Your assistance is requested. Mind Flayers, Illithid, Intellect Devourers, and more contact us by means of, and then I still have 8 words to use for the contact information.
You said by means of, and then you said a sentence there, correct?
No, well, no, I would
By means of, and then the coordinates to like the phone number or whatever.
the communication line that we know is secure.
All right.
We do have a secure communication line, correct?
Yeah, the one Doxy created for Kebichet.
So hopefully it's not just a flip phone, right? Like a burn phone?
There's
No?
a reply to your sending.
Oh.
Please advise coordinates of ship. Do not give
Oh.
coordinates of dragon.
Oh, they're aware of that.
Is it his sending spell or mine that he's using?
He's replied using your sending spell.
Okay. Last one today. Yeah.
How many
I'll burn
of
a
them
higher
are there
level.
coming up?
I'm gonna burn a higher level. How many to expect?
1.
And then she'd just give the coordinates. And she'd give the coordinates to the medical lab.
We have so many people in there already.
But I can quarantine everybody in there. And she wouldn't do that until she like walked into the medical lab and gave the coordinates to the medical lab and then immediately hit quarantine and be like, sorry about this. We need to make sure you're you.
Walter says, there's someone on the ship.
Yes,
Hello.
we've invited him. Where is he on the ship?
Walking your way from the medical lab.
Fuck. Didn't I quarantine him in there?
There's a spell, pass wall, that was cast.
Oh, fucker.
And there's an old man with a long, flowing blue beard,
Wait, blue?
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
dressed like a Hawaiian pattern shirt and cargo shorts.
Is he a freaking hippie?
No. Is it Merlin from the end of Sword in the Stone?
It sort of looks like that.
He went to Bermuda.
Yeah. And he is wearing a sort of cowl over his head that is just attached with a brooch. Doesn't have a cloak or anything, but it clashes with the rest of the ensemble. And he has small glasses on the tip of his nose. And he approaches you and... Why, hello there.
Hello. I do apologize, but I need to do a small medical procedure before we continue this conversation.
Oh, you need to inject me with your nanites.
Yes, I do.
It's okay. I've already done so. And he hands you, like, an empty syringe injector. You keep your medical bay in such good state, Miss Cabochette.
I mean, you could have just poured them out. Like, how do we know you actually got injected?
Well, I can... Walter, please activate the other aspect of the nanites.
Who's Walter?
Walter is our AI. They're all... I apologize, Captain, I didn't inform you at the
No.
time. They're all radiocarbon coded, so that technically, if I choose to, I can identify if someone's been injected or not. Through a blacklight system, it's very inert. It wouldn't do any damage to you all. But
Well,
it
look at
shows
my
that.
tummy. That's where I injected them.
Oh, God. Yeah.
And he
She'll
lifts
just-
his shirt up.
She'll just scan it.
He's got a six-pack, doesn't he?
No. He's got a dad bod, but... yeah,
Nice.
there are nanites inside.
Oh, there we are. Very good.
Are they going to work if they're down there instead of up there?
It doesn't matter. They're floating through your bloodstream.
Yeah, fair enough.
It ensures that any form of infestation would be protected against. And considering that she'd pull out like her data recorder and like just kind of quick scan his head. Yeah, considering that he's not currently infected with anything, it shouldn't be a problem.
You scan his head and you notice that his beard is actually sentient.
Say what now?
I do apologize. Lady Kebachet of House Aldahar, this is, of course, you know our dear friend Eddard. This is the captain, and you are...
Oh! I forgot to introduce myself. I'm the Wizard of the Tower.
A pleasure, and your beard is...
Mine. To keep.
Well, I just like to...
Right.
Sentient... Well, it's sentient. I wanted to be introduced.
It's part of my person. It's
Oh, okay.
attached to
But
Are
me,
they
you see.
merged together? Is that something that's possible?
don't ask. Don't ask.
Gets the gear just going.
Don't ask questions that you don't want to know the answer to.
5
Is he-
brains
is he-
are better than 1 in most cases.
Is he chewing his beard right now?
Oh yeah, he does that. Like as he speaks, half of his beard goes in his mouth more often than not, and it just waves like a curtain.
Are you hungry? We have plenty of food.
Oh yes. Do you have what's it called? Pudding.
Are we talking about pudding in the sense of a gelatinous dessert, or pudding as in the British terminology of merely dessert?
I knew you would ask me that question, and we don't know what British is in this galaxy, so it's a dessert. Gelatinous dessert. You see, I don't have all my teeth anymore.
You know I could fix that, right?
It's part of my charm. I like eating soft food.
Oh well, it's your choice.
I
Pudding.
swear if he brings out a jelly shot from tankards and taverns.
Which you can buy
Right.
at store.magehand press using code WanderingDM for 15% off. Sorry, Manny wasn't here. I had to do it for him. She'd walk over to the replicator and pull out, like, pudding. Chocolate pudding.
Oh, good. Chocolate, my second favorite.
Is there a flavor you prefer, sir? I do apologize.
Oh, I call it brain pudding.
Say what now?
Oh, it's, you mix, red jello with vanilla pudding?
Nope. Mm-mm. And she just kind of sets the
That
tray.
reminds me of a brain.
I was thinking tapioca, but okay.
Man's insane.
No.
So, you need my help with the dragon, don't you?
Well, on one hand, if you can provide help with the dragon, we probably would gladly accept it. On the other hand, we add perhaps something more urgent to approach.
Oh, your dragon's pretty urgent, but we can deal with it pretty simply. I can just shift it back into the void where it belongs, and it can live its life peacefully until it reaches a point where it's going to die and transform into one of those Maw stations.
I'm all for this. I'm all for Volon's experiencing life and in his natural habitat.
Or I can downsize him back to a regular-ish size.
Well, I mean, either way, I think we should be shifting him home to where he wishes to be. But I think we should ask his preferences at the time. I just have minor concerns about, can a void dragon be infected? Can a void dragon be infected?
I don't think so. To be fair, nobody's ever tried. Void dragons are extinct.
Well, obviously not.
Well, obviously they are. You just found one that was special. Missed, as it were, in the cataclysm. Also, I have brought my cat familiar. It's broken because it smokes 40 packs a day, but you might hear it in the background.
Be aware that there's a small canine running around who enjoys explosions.
Stella,
Is there something you don't know about us?
I knew you would ask this question, and the answer
you
is
did not.
practically nothing. I can know whatever I want about anybody that I want. I know what you do when you're by yourself, Eddard Cade.
I study magic.
That you
Yeah.
do, and you're pretty good at it, actually.
He also knows about all those cherry cordials, I imagine.
Shut up.
A lot of them.
No, not anymore.
I know about the Wismo Society that's in the air docks.
They survived the shock?
One could say I know this ship almost inside out. And one can say that when you come to know me at my best and at my worst, I will surprise you even then.
Is it temporal divination?
A bit of both.
Tempura and what?
No, temporal. See, I knew you wouldn't understand. That's why I brought this. And he hands out a small book to you, which is Temporal Divination for Dummies.
Oh, great. Another week of studies.
It's got pictures and everything. It's quite nice.
That'll be easy.
Now, Mind Flayers it is. They've come back.
Yeah.
Back. They've been around before?
It's a never-ending cycle of life and death in the galaxy. It started a long time ago, before my time. I actually just heard secondhand account of it. The wars with the Void Dragons and the beings from the dark. The beings left behind the Mind Flayers. The Void Dragons formed a perimeter around the galaxy to protect its denizens from the depredations of the Mind Flayers, and so the Mind Flayers cannot come in. After generations of prodding at the gates, the Flayers found weaknesses, managed to send their babies, infect others so that others could open the gate for them. It's been going on for millennia. We at the tower, not just myself, but the other members of the inner circle, have been keeping an eye out on them and trying to delay the inevitable as much as we can.
Did
Why
you
not?
foresee a new Void Dragon coming about?
No, there are a few things that are, let's call them unexpected variables that we have to deal with on the daily. Volans is one of them. Having an extra Void Dragon might tip the balance this time, though from what I've been seeing, it won't work. The future remains the same for the moment. Y'all are gonna die.
So how do we stop it?
He blinks for a few moments.
So you're not helpful.
I had not expected this question. That's a good one. How do you stop it? Well, I've had this conversation before with one of my friends, you see, if something could be stopped and by who, and we looked into prophecies and it's just a whole bunch of rubbish. There are no heroes of legends that will rise up and fend off the Illithids. That's not gonna happen.
There rarely is.
Why rise up and fend them off when you can treat it like the infestation that it is?
Oh, because when they'll realize that they can't infect anymore, they'll just come in drove and kickstart the war. That's how it starts.
Well, they could only send their babies, right?
No, at this point in time, they can, well, you've attested to them, they've already made forays into the galaxy. Small vanguard ships. They can't have the bulk of their forces, but wait until they ally with the Beholders.
The Beholders, is that something that's mythic that doesn't like really exist, or are we actually aware that this is a thing that exists?
Probably heard like stories about like what a Beholder looks like, but he talks about the Beholders like they're a race, like a civilization, instead of just like your lone paranoid aberration.
Okay.
Well, you know, at a certain point, I might.
Oh, and the Rothians. I keep forgetting about the Rothians. Yeah, the massive Rothian fleet. The moment the fleet hits, before the Rothians manage to defect, this is gonna cause a lot of problems. Actually, I hope none of you are too fond of elves.
And you just see this look on Kebachet's face as she just goes, I have to bite my tongue because fuck, I would be happy about that, but I'm not supposed to be, so
Another thing that we did not expect was that you, collectively, or, well, this crew here, dealt a massive blow to, an organization that was destabilizing the whole galaxy.
that was the captain. He's very good at that kind of thing.
Well, Captain, that really helped. It upped your chances. You now have a 0.00001% chance of surviving a Mind Flayer onslaught.
Oh, good. You know, we'll definitely make it then. You know, that sounds like such a high percent.
It's better than complete zero.
We're about to head for the Sepulchre Star to
Oh,
see there's a signal coming out of the star. We believe might be the Mind Flayers trying to corrupt.
no, that
Such
would
a
be my
stellar-
friend.
Bigger barn.
He's a bit late and not too fond of technology. You're gonna have to apologize to excuse him for that. You've got the message, so you know where to go, I assume.
Wait,
We just heard ooh woo woo.
Oh. Silly him, thinking that everyone's a polyglot.
Well, I mean, I do speak multiple languages, but that was not one I was instructed in.
Do you have... I can translate it for you, but... Do you have a recording of it?
I play it.
Out of curiosity, what language is it in?
It's a very old language, one that predates most of civilization. It's, It's saying two words on repeat. I don't know what they mean. Seems like it's a proper noun or something. It might be looking for something. He's
Well?
saying Scarlet Trust.
That's the name of the ship. This ship.
he's calling us.
Well, then looks like you have an appointment. I would not keep my friend waiting. He's a tad less patient than I am.
Who is your friend?
Oh, he's an old fella.
Okay.
No.
Like old fella, are we talking human, elf, amoeboid?
Oh no, he's a sentient star.
Of
What?
course.
Is
No.
that possible?
Why it
Of
is.
course it is.
He's been worshipped by lesser races for millennia.
Such as the Avira?
Oh yeah, the Avira, the elves, the humans, the Vec, you name it, the dwarves. They all know of his existence. They call him the Old One, which is hilarious because he's the youngest of 10.
So there's 10 of these sentient stars just floating around the universe?
Yeah, you could say that. From what I gathered, they're all across the universe, but one per galaxy or some such.
So
Always
That's-
sitting in the center of it.
that sentient star, is it has it made its presence known to whoever's on the station?
Of course.
Oh, they've been fighting over that sentient star for ages.
So we know who to ask to meet when we get there.
Nobody's gonna believe you need to speak to a star. You're gonna have to fly straight through into it.
Not necessarily true.
You won't respond to basic magical communications. This is so beneath them.
Oh no, I wasn't going to do that. And realistically speaking, there are those who would believe that one needed to speak with that star. They won't believe that I need to speak with that burning ball of gas. But
To be fair, gas is only after he's eaten.
and what does he eat?
I swear if he says ships.
Faith.
Faith?
He's like any deity. He resides and gains their strength from the number of faith and worship that they attain. So, can I get you anything to drink?
Have carbonated water.
Any particular flavor?
Oh no, just regular. Carbonated water, but flat, please.
Of course.
Thank you.
Was the fact that I was frozen for 200 years part of a grand plan of sort, or was I just a random happenstance?
Well, you were frozen to ensure the survival of the royal line of Lakshay, but so far you haven't gone back, I think.
Only once.
Yeah,
You
that
got shot
really
at.
did not count. The what?
I believe the only way I would go back to Lakshya would be with an army behind me to avoid simply dying in the moment I set foot on the planet.
Well, it's a good thing you're going somewhere where they're always equipped for a frickin' crusade.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Okay, so is putting him on the throne gonna somehow increase our chances of not dying?
That you're gonna have to ask my friend.
I believe me on the throne would perhaps give us a bigger army against the onslaught of mind flayers and whatnot.
To be fair, if there's an onslaught, then you're all screwed.
Yeah, wrong choice of word on my side.
You need to put a stop to it before it reaches that point. Now, with you on the throne, would it help? Perhaps. I do not see everything. Like I said, we are a close inner circle. We share and we affect the galaxy at large. I specialize in food.
I'm listening.
No, I mean, I alter the fabric of planets to create certain foods.
Oh.
I'll give you an example of one of my worst failed experiment. Cherry cordials.
Hey, listen, that's my best stuff. Why is
Well,
it the failed?
One man's trash is another man's treasure, as they say.
What were you trying to make when you made cherry cordials?
Black forest cake.
Okay, I can see it.
Why did you require the alcohol then?
Because if you could, wouldn't you put alcohol in everything?
No.
I like where he's going.
Okay. So the giant ball of gas is sentient and desires our presence. You're allied with that giant ball of gas, and believe that this is our best opportunity to survive.
I myself am a friend. The tower itself isn't in any way, shape, or form aligned with this giant ball of gas, as you call it. He's gonna find it so funny.
I'm quite entertained.
So if this ball of gas speaks in a language that we don't know, how are we going to understand it?
We pick up a cleric.
Well, you could have a messenger from which it could speak, or you can just open your mind. That's what I do normally. I only babble in old ancient tongues, but when we have conversations, I simply sit on the star and open my mind.
There's only one
She froze, everyone. I have the power to freeze people.
Do you? I can hear you.
Yeah, but you like started your sentence and then you froze.
Okay. She said, there's only one vast, unknowable entity that gets into her brain.
Ah. You're talking about the other one.
What can you tell us about the other one?
Well,
Curious what you have to say.
I, for one, am not on a first-name basis with whatever that is. It seems like it's a tad bigger than the old one. It's sort of like something that was there before, and it allowed others to inhabit it, and turn it inside out, and create life. Except, well, except it's dying.
And all things will return to it.
Unfortunately, even itself at some point.
Are we talking about the void itself dying?
Yes.
The death of the space between the stars?
No, that's the dark. The void is a infinitesimally small place that's somehow also simultaneously connected to everything in the verse, which is how we use the dark matter engines to jump from one place to another.
Yeah.
So that would bring about the death of the universe.
Oh yeah, but that's not gonna happen for a while. It's inevitable, but it won't happen for a while.
Okay.
It's entropy, Eddard. All things will end eventually.
Okay.
The only thing is that some believe that there should be conflict between the void and the light. They tend to not understand how things work. They believe that the void is the absence of light, and light is the absence of void. But void isn't necessarily, well, is not affected by light at all. Those are concepts just held on by primitive species.
It's a means of control or propagation of ideologies.
Oh, and both churches are actually equally guilty of doing that. Well, in this galaxy anyway. I don't know about the others.
Well, I wouldn't technically know. I don't really belong to the church. I just belong to the void.
That's slightly different, but good for you.
So, anyways, I guess we need to hail Volans. I'm going to call him on the ship systems with the intercom.
Well, what do you want the tower to do with him?
Well, first we want to know what Volans wants to be done to him.
I mean, I think we should use slightly more we should message Vorlons, or send to Vorlons, because I don't think that the ship's well, when we use the
It's okay.
Loudspeaker last time.
I can act as the in-between. Let me just... And he sits cross-legged on the table.
Could you take your shoes off, please?
Oh, you notice that he's not wearing, like, his feet are just dirty as fuck.
It's so much
And
worse.
you just
put some
see you
shoes
just
on
see
instead.
like you just see Kevachet go
It's okay.
and start
we have
looking
wipes.
and starts pulling out like the cleaning supplies from the corner.
If anyone's ever read Dragonlance, this guy reminds me of Fizbin so much.
It's sort of where I took the inspiration. I'm opening my mouth now. And through it, you will hear your dragon Volons. And you
What a
just
sight.
hear... Family?
Volons, darling, are you well?
I feel big and clumsy.
You are much, much larger, darling.
So we have a couple options that we can give you to maybe deal with that big clumsy feeling you have.
I am all ears. I miss the Wizmos and the cold. I miss Twinkies most of all.
So we have a wizard on the ship. This is how you're speaking to us right now. And he said he can either shrink you in, return you to your normal size, or he could send you back to the void where apparently you grew up, or would have grown up.
And Volans will answer, but out of game. I am letting Volans' fate in your hands. And the way I have things prepped, both avenue have something good and something bad. You won't know necessarily about the outcome of it before a while, but I'm leaving it up to you to choose. If they shrink Volans, they shrink it back to the form that he had before the things happened with Doxy. So, small dragon can live on your ship, blah blah blah. Otherwise, Volans remains... It's going to be smaller than the Moss Station size. It's going to actually have the size it should have had and be sent into the void to live there. So whatever you choose as players is what Volans will decide.
Do we release our void dragon back to its natural habitat, or do we keep our wild animal?
I mean, I'd like to keep our wild animal since we get to decide what he actually wants. It's not us. It's not us forcing Volans against his will.
Yep.
Yeah.
After all, we are a family.
Yes. And family doesn't teach each other. I mean, I'd like to keep the dragon.
Me too.
We keep the dragon.
All in favor of keeping the dragon?
And
The
Volans
motion
says, I would like to go back to the cold place with the Wizmos and the Twinkies.
Then that's what we'll do.
And the mage closes his mouth and says, well then, I'll need about a day to prep.
Can I interest you in our facilities, sir?
Oh no, I just need a small corner of the cargo bay and I'll be good. I can summon my own secret shelter to sleep in.
That's grand. Would you like a shower?
Oh, I shower. I shower once a century. It's a grand occasion.
How grand are we talking?
A shower day. You would be surprised where I live how long it takes to get enough water to have a shower.
Then it should be a very special occasion for you that we are on a ship where there isn't a limitation for you to have that problem.
Oh, well, in that case, if you say so, and he starts undressing himself.
Oh lord.
Right there. She points to, like, the nearest bathroom.
Also, you just told them that we have unlimited water.
We technically do.
He's gonna take a 3-hour-long shower.
She doesn't care. She is disinfecting everything. And, like, water everywhere he touched, everywhere he walked, everywhere. Full decontamination.
You have a squad of tiny Wizmos with mops and buckets just scrubbing the floors and clearing out the any place that he touched.
Yep. That's... Ugh. That's why I don't like wizards.
It's not so bad. He's just got dirty feet.
He smells.
Natural musk. Okay, I'm not winning this one.
Because, like, I look like a bird of prey.
Yes, you don't have a nose.
Stick one, yes.
But birds of prey have better scent trackers than humans.
That being said,
It's like, I want this gone.
we'll fast forward a day. And
I would have
yeah.
asked him before he started doing his thing
Mhm.
if he knew what's going on with Whitney.
Temporarily displaced, she is.
So I'm gonna have to read the book that you gave me. Is there a more
I
complicated
advise
book? Oh
you
my
do.
god. You advise me?
I advise you do.
Okay. Do you have the less for dummy version in case I'm done with this one faster?
You'll never be done. Believe me, you will find your answers on your own.
I'm gonna start reading that book and put the rest of my studies on a back burner.
As you wish. By the way, during that day, there's plenty of opportunity for you to make the jump to a Moss station and drop off the passengers. Do you do so?
I'd leave that to the captain. I have some meditations to perform.
Captain?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Do you... So there's... Because it's going to take a day for him to perform the ritual, right? During that time, since you're out of the dead magic zone, you have ample opportunity to jump to the nearest Moss station and drop off your passengers.
Yeah, I do that. Also, but before we do that, I want to call Spider since she's in the area. Because we have her son.
Captain Highhill, so good to hear from you. I figure my little Ichabod is in good hands.
We couldn't get him out on time. I'm really sorry to tell you that. I'm sorry. That was a terrible joke.
Yes, it was.
Holy shit, dude, really?
You just lost a lot of points, Captain Highhill.
It's been a crazy day. I've been dealing with this insane wizard that just teleported on the ship. Yeah, no, I don't know. I haven't slept in like 3 days.
Do you allow just anybody to teleport on your ship?
Wasn't exactly my choice.
So Ichabod is safe, yeah?
Yeah. So, you want to pick him up? You want me to drop him off?
We could arrange a rendezvous. Where are you?
It's in the coordinates.
There's a Moss station nearby. I can probably jump up there, meet with you.
Excellent. So, we'll see you there then?
I'll see you there.
All right.
And so the ship makes the jump to the Moss station. You start unloading your passengers, and most of them thank you for what you've done. The lizard folk isn't really talkative.
Oh, I thought it would have been a 7 of 8.
Who was 7 of 8?
Prisoners. I assumed all the prisoners would be thankful, and 3 of the 4 engineers would be.
Yeah. One of them is still very, very sad.
Mm-hmm.
I inoculated everybody before they left this ship.
Okay. I thought
get
you
a vaccine.
inoculated everybody when they came aboard the ship.
No, I examined everybody before they came on
Okay.
the ship.
But yeah,
But because
as they
the-
leave, you stab each one of them with a needle, one by
Mhm.
one.
It's like a punch card.
Thank you for coming aboard the Scarlet Trust.
you
Um,
wouldn't want to catch a lithid.
Sounds like an STD.
Yeah. If you or a loved one has suffered from a case of illithid, we can help you.
Mm-hmm.
Call 555-5555. Firm lawyers are on standby.
Oh
You
wait,
could be... What is it? You could be subject to a compensation or some shit.
Yeah, you could be.
Yep.
You could qualify for compensation.
Qualify for compensation. On the docks of this Moss station stands a lone, dark elf woman. She is flanked by 2 half-orc bodyguards.
Good to see you.
Have her come over here, Captain. I can help her over here.
My doctor needs to talk to you. Could you come over here?
I haven't seen a doctor in quite some time. What is it?
somebody's getting a full physical.
Well, you're familiar with the whole Mind Flayer threat, right? You kind of turned me on to it.
Starting to, yeah.
Well, she invented a vaccine.
Oh, well, give it to me.
Not to judge you at all. I just want to make sure that you're you first and that there aren't any complications. So if you would just step into my medical facility right over here, your 2 charming bodyguards can come along as well, and we'll leave the captain out, and I can give you a base physical and then inoculate you.
Oh, the
And them
captain
as well.
can come. It's all right.
Well, if you would desire such.
Captain Highhill?
Yeah. Well, you know it's High Topple.
Sorry. Yes, names and such.
It's been a long week. I understand.
Captain Hightopple.
So, I guess lead the way, Kevashet.
Of course, right this way. Would you like for me to perform the same procedure on your charming attachments?
Oh, those 2, yeah, might as well.
Okay, right this way.
And on that note, we're gonna stop for tonight. And we will begin next week. Not next week because of Gen Con. We're gonna be back actually on the 13th of July. So we'll be gone for 2 days for Gen Con.
August.
The 13th of August. Thank you, Alex.
Wait, so we're not playing next Tuesday?
We're not playing next Tuesday because I'll be I'm taking 2 days to drive to Gen Con.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Because
if you're
it's
driving,
14
that makes
hours
sense.
away. Yeah. So that's what it is.
Yeah,
But
that's
we'll
why
be
I
back.
flew.
Huh?
I said that's why I flew.
Yeah, but we're doing a whole road trip with friends and everything. So
That does sound like fun.
yeah. So yeah, let's go around the table. Tell us who you are, where we can find you on the internet during those 2 weeks. We'll start with Edard.
Hello, you can find me on Twitter at the Gambit. You can also find me not this weekend, but the weekend after that on Valdrian's Twitch playing The Curse of Strahd. So far, we have thrown rocks at ghost kids, and we feel bad about it. And we're about to enter into combat with a big slime thing. That'll be fun. And that's pretty much it.
Wait, where are you in the game now?
We're down in the basement. We just we're being confronted by some sort of big slime thing.
It's
Not
it's
sure.
like a haunted house that you are in, right?
Yeah, it's the murder house, I think it's called.
The murder house. Yeah, okay. I know which part of the adventure you're in. That's
Yes.
cool.
Oh yeah, it's fun. So far, we've had a monk that just had the killing blow on everything.
Nice.
Oh, it sucks. No, it's fun. It's always funny anyway.
And moving on to the other side of the overlay, we have Gebachet.
Oh, hey, all. You know me. I'm at DeirdreDonlan on Twitter or Praxagorth Esmiophoria, as you see me hanging out with Twitch chat. And as for me, I'm usually hanging here. You can find me here. But I will also be not here on the week of Gen Con because things are complicated. But I will be back here on the 13th. But come hang out. Check my Twitter. I post where I'm going to be. Oh, and somebody message me when they know who the winners are for the Ennies, so I know if I'm crying and eating my feelings or celebrating with large amounts of adult beverages.
Yeah, the moment we know, I'll let you know.
Cool.
And last but certainly not least, Captain Hightopple.
Oh, hi. So, I'm Justin. I'm the community director of Mage Hand Press. It's a fun little gig. And we write, publish, and sell books. And one of them being Dark Matter, which is, in my totally not biased opinion, pretty sweet. You should check it out at store.magehandpress.com and use Wandering DM for a 15% discount code on any purchase.
Cool.
And
Okay.
you can. And I was gonna say, like, this season I'm only in one stream, and that's this one. So you got me exclusively.
Nice. Always fun to have y'all. And when we come back in 2 weeks, we're also gonna have our Doxy back. Our good old Gnomish engineer is gonna be back with us, starting the week after Gen Con. I am Simon at Wandering DM. Hi everyone, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, thank you for hanging out in chat, thank you for those of you that lurked, thank you for those that watched the vid on YouTube, on VOD. Without you, this would all not be possible, so thank you very, very much. I will see you again tomorrow for our Acquisition Incorporated game, where we play Acquisition Incorporated, D&D 5e. And before we leave, let's see who we can go and raid.
We should go raid Lindy.
Laugh Love Lindy, sure.
She's playing Ravenloft.
She's playing
Just
in
thematic.
Ravenloft?
Yeah.
That works well. It's Lindy with a Y, right?
Yep.
Alright, well, let's go raid Lindy and say hi. And we'll see you again in 3 weeks. Ciao, everyone.